I have an important question for white people. Every time you see a black girl, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Guys, today's video, we're just going to go straight into this video. All black people have a question for white people. Basically, the black women, they have questions for white women. Please answer this question diligently. Let's hear the questions they all are asking white people. Guys, you will be wild. Let's hear from them.
I have a genuine question for white women.
And what question is just for white women today?
When you guys meet somebody new and you do this thing,
that thing is otherwise known as a smile.
Is it something that you guys are taught at home? Are you raised to see that facial expression as being polite?
Where is this going?
Because from where I stand, it's just you leading with fakeness, and it is a generational thing. So
really? Why exactly is this only applying to women that happen to be white?
that's why I'm trying to understand where that comes from, because honestly, you do not have to do something that you don't want. You don't have to smile at me if you don't want to. You don't have to greet me if you don't want to. You don't even have to look my way if you don't want to.
Well, thanks for that, I guess.
But you doing that thing, it formulates my perception of you, and that is that you are fake, because you're constantly leading with fakeness.
Someone mark this one off the bingo card.
So I want to understand where it comes from. Is it something that you guys are raised with? Is it seen as polite? What is it?
Am I correct in my understanding that one is saying that it's only one demographic of women that smiles at others that they may encounter throughout the day? And the fact that, yes, I actually have to explain that it is considered to be polite, and smiling is a way to actually often put others at ease, really should put all of this in perspective. There are individuals out there complaining and saying that it's fake for another person to try to be polite to another. Let that sink in.
I have an important question for white people. Every time you see a black girl, do you think their hair is fake? Because you cannot fathom that they could have natural hair like this. Ever since I've had this hair, this has happened to me way more times than I can count. And it's just happened again. I'm at Woolworths paying for my food in the self-checkout, mind my own business. The girl that works there comes over to me. She goes, "I love your hair." I said, "Thank you so much." And she goes, "Is it a wig, a weave, or natural?" I'm really good at telling. I said, "Guess." She said, "A wig." I said, "Wrong. It's mine. Natural." With a pocket full of audacity, she goes to ask me, "Can I touch it?" "No, you cannot fucking touch it." I said, do you ask that all the time? Do you ask every black person that you see if their hair's their hair?" And she goes, "No, only the approachable ones." I said, "You should not do that. It's not every day." Is that a wig? Is that a weave? Is that a sew-in? Is that a lace front? Don't get me wrong. I got no problem in owning that my hair is a wig. It's a backhand compliment. Just say you like the hair and move on. In that moment, I wanted to turn around to that girl and be like, "Is your hair naturally that crusty?" I did. I really, really did. But I held my tongue. I said, "Shh. Not today. Not today."
I have a question for my white followers. And this is a genuine question, like I'm not trying to be demeaning at all. My question is, do you guys miss it? Like, do you not yearn? And I'm talking about like cultural practices. Like, obviously it's impossible to exist without a culture. There's no such thing as a cultural vacuum. Everyone has a culture. But I mean like one tied to like European ancestors. Do you guys not like ache without that strong connection? Of course, there are white people who are like super in touch with their European roots, and through their generations, they have passed down traditions and practices to where that European ancestral heritage has thrived and continued in their family. But I feel like that is honestly a minority compared to the vast majority of white suburban Americans who don't have that. And I ask because like if I go too long without doing something that ties back to my culture, like listening to my cultural music or making my cultural food or hanging out with people from the same culture and having our inside jokes or like speaking my language, I ache. Like sometimes I'll literally just turn on my Peruvian music super loud because I miss it and it's been a minute. So like, do you guys not ever feel that? Like, is there an empty space, or do you guys genuinely like just kind of are content? Like, if you guys see people from other cultures doing their dances or like listening to their music, do you ever think like, dang, I wish I had mine? Or is it cool? And again, this is a genuine question. And I think it is important for me to recognize out loud to all you guys that I am half white, but I was raised like completely just by my immigrant mother and her family. And no one has ever treated me like I'm 100% white. Like I've always been treated like a brown person in America. And so, yeah, I should put that out there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I've been thinking about it lately, and like I've met a few white people, but only white people who like go out of their way to embrace and appreciate other people's cultures, who are like, dang, like I wish I was more in touch with my heritage. But I feel like not a lot of people that I've met that aren't in like a Latin American studies minor, for example, do that.
The white people that follow me on my page are really cool. I just want to ask y'all, and if y'all don't know, can you ask your daddy, your uncle, what is up with this jacket? When y'all daddy put this jacket on, he be feeling fresh to death, honey. I saw a man over here in LA riding a bike with this jacket. What is it about this jacket with the extra arm protection? Somebody ask your daddy and let me know.
I have a question for white people. Black people do not get in this comment section answering this question. Only whites. Only white people. If a black person is listening to your music and at some point in the song they do this, how do they feel about the music?
I have a very serious question for white people. Please do not cancel me. I don't have enough followers for that. And I'm not trying to make my life hard. This is a genuine question. There is no malice. I'm not here to make fun of nobody. I just have a genuine question. And I guess this is also for like black people who don't live in the South as well. So my entire life, I have noticed, and black people that I come into contact with have noticed, that there is a very distinct smell to white people whenever they're wet. I can't describe to you what the smell is just because like that's Olive Garden. Wet white people.
This question is for white people. When you hear the phrase tall, dark, and handsome, who do you think of?
So I have a question for black people, and this is a legit question. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or snotty to anyone. I really want to know how y'all feel about this, because I have hesitated replying to some of these people because I don't know how black people feel about it, and I really would like to know. So on my viral post and on some of my other posts where I talk about white women needing to do the work, I've had white women come on the post and say, I was raised by a black woman. I was raised in a black community. I am married to a black man. I have biracial children, or some version of all of the above, right? Anyway, there is a comment about their proximity to blackness, that they were, they married into, or that they were raised around black people. So they don't say they're not racist per se, but that feels like the intent. And they say, I don't feel this way because of this. I know that when you're a white woman, you shouldn't say, I'm not a racist. And the reason I'm not a racist is because I have black friends. So to me, it sort of gives that feel. But I may be being harsh, because maybe y'all see it differently. Maybe you see that if a white person was truly raised in a black space, or that they married into a black space, or married a black man and became part of a black space, that changes them, or that shows something about them, that that they're not racist, that they have done the work. I don't know, but I really am just curious to know how y'all feel about this, because I usually don't reply to those comments because I don't want to be insensitive. Sometimes I'll say, great, good for you. I hope that you are using your proximity to blackness to educate other white women about how to be better white women. And I sort of just leave it at that. But really, seriously, I would honestly like to know how y'all feel about that. What you feel about women, white women who say that they don't feel the way, that they don't feel jealous, that they don't feel fear, blah, 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 whatever, because they have been raised or married into black spaces. So let me know in the comments. Thanks.